and connect.
Yeah.
And so as opposed to me thinking I needed to pretend I didn't have a problem or they wouldn't be my friends, it made them so much better friends knowing like, oh, we can help them. We want to. So, and that's just, I keep using sobriety as an example, but just in general, the connection is that. You know?
Connections. Everything, like real connection with people is everything, and you gotta have good people around you. Like this whole idea of being nice and being cool. Some people can't be nice. They're surrounded by assholes.
Yeah.
They're surrounded by people that are fucking with them and taking from them and ruining their life and interjecting in their life, and they're just like, oh, they have to stand up for themselves.
For sure.
But you've got to at least aspire to get into a better situation in life and surround yourself somehow. There's a way. I've done it. You've done it. Surround yourself with nice people.
100%.
It can be done.
Yeah, 100%.
It can be done.
Find a group, find a friend, find a church, find a
and also
whatever.
Be that person so that you attract those people. Again, like figure it out.
I was describing my buddy Chris the other day, like what I think the problem is with kind of like modern times. I know that's kind of vague, but it's like I've always seen my life as like I got dealt a card of hands, you know? Some of those cards real good and some of the cards not good, but that's the hand I was dealt.
Right.
And we've all been dealt some hand of cards. A lot of people bad ones, some people really good ones. We've just been dealt a hand. And I thought to myself, how can I play these cards? I didn't start bitching about the rules of poker. Like I didn't start going, hey, dealer, maybe we should change the whole board. Like, no, all I can do is play my hand.
Right.
Yeah, and I think that like that's kind of how I'm viewing modern times, where people would rather complain about the rules of poker instead of just playing their hands the best way they could.
Well, it's outcasts for the first time get collectively as a group and then act like bullies. So they act like people have acted to them. Like the most, it's that old expression, hurt people, right? So the nastiest, meanest people online, I find, other than like white radical, white supremacist Nazis and shit, when just you're talking about social issues, the meanest people are the left-wing people, for whatever reason.
Especially now.
And this is not to say there's not some cunts out there that are right-wing people. There's a ton of them.
Yeah.
But it's commonplace for people who consider themselves good, kind people to say things like punch a Nazi.
Right.
And then they get to define what a Nazi is and has nothing to do with a swastika, nothing to do with hating Jews.
Yeah.
You voted Republican. Oh, you're a fascist.
Right.
Okay. You tell me, first of all, what does that mean? Yeah. You tell me what that means. Tell me what that word, define that word. You throw that word around so often.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of definitions of that word, right wing, authoritarian government, all that stuff, but also like forcing people to behave and think in a certain way.
That's what they hate about religion.
Yeah. And
they claim they hate religion because religious people tell them what to think and do.
It's a religion.
And then they do a religious act of being like a liberal going, if you don't think like me, you must be bad.
100%.
Racism's their devil. And it's okay to hate the devil, and so they try to hate it.
Do you know who Mark Andreessen is? He's a brilliant venture capitalist, like super genius guy, and been on my podcast a couple times. He broke the whole woke thing down as a religion and explained how you can get excommunicated and cast out, and people are fearful of that, so they stay inside the lines. Yeah. There's a doctrine they all follow.
They're using race. Because guess what? Who would want to be friends with a racist?
It's also gender. It's also like stupid shit. Like you could be non-binary. If you're a white man, you got nowhere to go. Hey, I can't even be like fucked with. Like nothing. No one's discriminating against me. You can become non-binary.
Sure.
And you're like, oh great, you can still fuck girls.
100%.
You just have to say you're a they them.
Well, for like in my in my observation, like the left used to be really like the progressive side, the nice side, the good side. Whereas to now, like I'm like, listen to yourselves. You don't like rich people, right? You're mad at everyone wealthy. You're mad at the super wealthy. You hate gym bros. You hate frat guys. You hate straight white guys. You hate boomers. You're mad at your grandparents. You seem to not like a lot of people. For being the most accepting side.
Just completely generalizing.
Right. Also, where's our empathy?
Right.
I think if I ever met like a crazy right wing, which I never have met any of these Nazis they're talking about, but if I did meet one, I believe that I could have some empathy for them and some sympathy and go, they're just dumb.
Yeah.
They're not evil. They're just dumb.
And
they can be like convinced